Thanks for joining me for practice. Please like our video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with family and friends. In the description is a link to our Patreon account if you'd like to offer a donation. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. This morning I'd like to begin on our backs, and if you happen to have blocks with you, it'd be really helpful. We're going to make a T shape with the blocks, and the top block you might want to turn so that it gives a little bit more lift to the head. And you're going to place them down on your mat. Now, where that second block, the flatter block, goes is going to depend on the spacing of your shoulder blades and the length of your torso. So you can just adjust accordingly. If you don't need this top block under the head to be so tall, you certainly can have it flat as well. If you don't have blocks, you can use a bolster or rolled up mat, rolled up blanket as well. And then you want to get that block into position in a way that feels very comfortable. And it's a little bit more intense, which is the purpose of it, but it also feels like it gets kind of into some of those sore areas or tense areas in the back side of the body. You do want it right in between the shoulder blades. Now, once it's in position, just begin to settle into it. So see how much you can relax the body into the sensation. And sensation is one of these amazing tools that we have to bring the mind into the present moment. Now, if you'd like in your legs, you can keep them long. You can have them cross-legged into a Sukhasana position, or you can have the soles of the feet together, as I do, with the knees spread wide, as long as it doesn't cause any discomfort in the legs. And now settling here into this position, take a few slow, deep breaths and begin to remind the nervous system of a state of calm and relaxation. So we'll breathe into the belly for a few breaths, just watching the rise and fall of the abdomen, and taking the breath down from that typical chest breathing into the diaphragmatic breathing. Mind is relaxed, paying attention to the rise and fall, as well as some of the sensation in the backside of the body. Now, if you'd like, fairly early on here, we can add in a gentle ujjayi breath, the ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath. This is just yet another tool to bring the mind into the present moment. And when you feel a certain conscious or energetic shift, then we can begin to grow the breath a little deeper. So inhale first into the chest, then the rib cage, then down into the diaphragm. And exhale, feel the belly draw in and up, pushing the diaphragm back up. Breath leaves through the lungs, out through the chest and the nostrils. So inhaling in and down, and exhaling from the bottom up. So I really enjoy this particular heart opener. Sometimes the bolster is more gentle, a little softer, but we have a tendency to round the upper back and move about our day with our shoulders drooped forward. There's a lot of positions that we have, particularly with regard to computer work or driving or looking at our phone or any of these types of things that bring that forward motion into the chest. And that posture has an effect on our energetic system, as well as the physical operation of the organs inside the body. So to do a little bit of a stronger opening at the beginning of the practice here is to remind the body of another position that is possible. One that has the heart open and expansive. One that brings in a sense of confidence as well as fearlessness, courage, a willingness to face the day, to face whatever shows up. So on your next breath, we're going to grow the breath here. And we're going to start to move the arms. So arms down by your side. Inhale for 5 counts. Chest, ribs, belly. And then exhale, bring the arms down for 5 counts. Belly, ribs, and chest. Please continue that. So inhale, chest, ribs, belly as the arms reach overhead, feeling that full stretch. And then exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Good. Let's grow that to a 6 count breath. And exhale for 6. And repeat that one more time. Make sure to contract the abdomen on exhalation so the belly is drawing in and slightly up. Let's go for 7. Inhale. And then exhale for 7. You may feel some massage along the sides of the spine where those tense muscles are in the back body. Again, another 7. And try for 8. If 7 is all you can do, that's fine. Repeat that one more time. And then when you finish, just slowly lower your arms down by your side. Turn your palms up so that there's an external rotation of the shoulders. And then just for a moment, feel all that spaciousness, not only provided from the posture, but also from the breathing. Oftentimes we have a greater capacity than we are aware of, or that we give ourselves credit for. And slowing down and allowing the breath to deepen naturally exposes us to some of the places and the possibilities that we weren't reaching before. And with all that good energy in the front side of the body, bring your hands to your heart and feel that the fingers are cupped slightly so that you're pressing the tips of the fingers and the heels of the hands together, but the knuckles are bowing. Like you're holding that energy you've just created right there at the heart. And then draw the chin in a little bit more so it feels like you're bowing your head to your hands. I'm going to set the intention for the practice today to work on expansion of the heart center and cultivating a greater relationship to the prana that is there, building prana in this region so that we can feel more open-hearted. We can feel that we can move into the world with greater confidence and clarity and really an independence to our action. So if there's anything in your life right now that's asking you to focus on this, please set that intention now, making it more personal. And then place this here in the heart center, where it is surrounded with the energy of love. Now we're going to begin the practice with the chant of Om 3 times. So take a deep inhale in. And then a long exhale out. As you empty completely, to take another deep inhale in. Very nice. Gently release your hands. If your knees were wide, draw them back to the center. Now we're going to come out of this very carefully. So feet flat, knees bent. We're just going to wiggle the knees back and forth. It's a gentle twist like windshield wipers. Wiggle them back and forth and begin to gently and slowly scoot the hips down toward the heels. Now you're going to have to keep adjusting the head block so that as you're moving a little further away from the crown, that the head is still completely supported. Keep going back and forth with the knees, keep scooting down, and you'll start to feel those edges or those points of the lower block into the musculature. I'm giving a nice little sort of trigger point therapy work along the sides of the scapula. And then at some point you'll hit the place where you no longer need the top block. So then you can just make sure that the crown is supported on the lower block. And then keep going back and forth. And it should feel like a nice massage. And you can even press a little bit into the sensation just to make sure that you're really getting in there. We don't always have someone to give us a physical massage. And so sometimes we have to find these little tricks to get into those sore areas in the back body. So keep going, keep scooting down. And then at some point you're going to hit that 7th cervical vertebrae, and you really don't want to put any pressure there. So once it gets to that point, you'll feel it. It has a little bit of an achy feeling to it. You just lower the blocks down, move them off to the side. Continue to have your feet together, feet flat, knees bent, arms down by the side. And begin with some dynamic bridge. So pressing into the feet, inhale up, 1 vertebrae at a time, arms stay down by your side. Exhale and slowly roll down the spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhale. Right arm's going to lift up and roll back up through the spine, extending here. Exhale and come down. Inhale. The left arm's going to lift as you roll up through your spine. And exhale down. And then both arms. We're going to do that one more time, and we're going to grow the breath. So inhale up, both arms stay down by your side for a count of 5. Exhale down for a count of 5. Inhale, right arm reaches up for a count of 6. Exhale, the arm comes down, exhaling for 6. We're going to do 6 on this side too, so inhale the left arm up for 6. Exhale down for 6. And then both arms up for 7. So take your time, no rush. And exhale down for 7. We're going to stay with this arm over the head movement and inhale for 8. And exhale for 8. And then see if you can go for 9. Exhale for 9. Of course, you can stay where you're most comfortable. And then last one, 10. Inhale. And when you finish, hug your knees into your chest. And if you want to rock a little bit from side to side on the spine, draw the knees in closely, feel the tailbone lengthen away from the crown of the head, and just complete support of the earth on the back body. Good. Hands under the knees. Just roll right up into seated position and cross the leg position for Sukhasana. Move the flesh from the sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. And then exhale and forward fold through your legs. And now just feel all the extra warmth and space there along the back side of the body, allowing a deeper forward fold. Navel hugs in and up. Head and neck is relaxed. Send the breath all the way down into the back side of the body, back of the shoulder blades, rib cage, kidneys. And on the exhalation, lift the pelvic floor, navel in and up. Continue to feel the front body engage and the back body soften. Good. Now sweeping the hands behind you into Yoga Mudra, interlace your fingers, pull the knuckles away so that you are opening and spreading the collarbones. And we're just going to make little half circles here with the upper body. So just sway to one side, come back, sway to the other side, and just give a little bit of rotation there. Opening up the shoulder heads, front of the chest. Again, all these areas, they get really tight on us. And then come back to center, pull the knuckles back, torso back into a neutral position, and then take your hands to your right waist. So fingers are still interlaced. Bring your right elbow back. And now tilt your right ear to the right shoulder. And now feel all that space open up along the left side of your neck. And send your breath in there too, so it can just heal and cleanse whatever's there. Navel still hugs the back body for support. Good, and then bring the head back to neutral, take the knuckles back in Yoga Mudra again, stretching them behind you, and then hands go to the left waist. You still have the fingers interlaced. Left elbow pulls back, and now left ear falls to the left shoulder. So in addition to that collapsing of the front body, which we tend to do with our poor posture, then we also have a tendency to strain the neck and the tops of the shoulders and the upper back. So the whole area is affected when we collapse the heart. So letting the neck soften here, letting even the jaw soften. You can maybe feel that tug all the way up into the jawline. And then the head goes back to neutral, knuckles reach behind you one more time, and then just let the arms go. Just release the hands to the knees, close your eyes for a moment, take in the sensation, letting the mind become absorbed in it. And then place your right hand on the floor, inhale the left arm up, just a nice lateral stretch here, walk the fingers out, plant the right hand down, and now push the left hip away from the fingertips. Really elongate the side body. So feel that you're opening up space in between the rib bones, all those little muscles in between there. Send your deepened breath into that area of the body. Navel contracts on exhalation. Feel that you could twist the navel slightly deeper to the left, lean back with the chest a little bit more, but keep reaching those fingers away from the hip. Really, we're filling into that left lung, expanding it, creating room, space. Last breath. Now lift up with the left hand, slowly come back to seated, and just take a moment to feel. Feel the difference between the right side and the left. And then fingertips to the floor on the left hand. Inhale the right arm over the head and walk those fingers out. Press the right sit bone away. Extend. Fingers are generally together on the top hand and pinky fingers rotating down slightly, head of the shoulders into its socket. Now navel continues to hug in towards the back body and up slightly. This creates some stability in the core. It would generally allow the body to open a little further. And then when you have a little more depth, see if you can rotate the navel a little deeper to the right and also at the same time lean back with your chest. Breath all the way down to the bottom of that right lung. And now inhale, reach the right arm up, lift and lengthen. And again, just take a moment to absorb that sensation. Okay. Placing one hand on your abdomen, we're just going to do a little bit of Cabalapati breathing. Remember that Cabalapati is short, forceful exhales out through the nostrils. And that strong, forceful exhale does not require a forceful inhale because the inhale will be passive and naturally occur after it. And it's a cleansing technique. So what we really want to think about as we're doing the practice is purifying the body, removing any stagnant energy, any stagnant air, any toxins or anything that needs to release. And at the same time too, we're bringing more fresh blood, fresh oxygen, fresh nutrients into the body. So hand onto the abdomen. Take a deep inhale in, belly, ribs, chest. Now exhale, belly, ribs, chest about 3/4 of the way, and begin pumping the diaphragm back towards the spine. Slow the breath down. If you want, you can keep the hand there. You can bring it to your knee, but close your eyes for a moment and feel all that lightness, the removal of the density. Hold your awareness in your third eye, mind still, absorbed in sensation. Good, let's do that again. Bring your hand onto your abdomen. You don't need to have it there, but it's nice to have the tactile sensation. So take a full inhale in. And you're exhaling about 3/4 of the breath, starting in the abdomen first. And begin. Slow the breath down. And again, release. If you'd like, close the eyes. Kapalabhati is also called the skull shining breath, where you can feel that extra sensation, prana, lightness, maybe oxygen around the skull, creating a luminescence. Absorb the mind in it. Very nice. And then gently open your eyes and keep that internal awareness and move into tabletop position. But we're going to bring the elbows down into the mat today and wrap the hands around the middle part of the arms. Now you can either interlace the fingers and press the forearms down, or you can spread the palms wide with the forearms parallel. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift the sit bones up and back, and come into dolphin variation of down dog. So forearm down dog, we're pressing into the forearms, creating space so the head is not dragging on the floor. Head and neck is completely relaxed, so gravity is continuing to take that as traction for the spine. And in our legs and feet, we can bend one knee, press the other heel down. Feel that sensation. And then bend the other knee and press the other heel down. And just open up the back of the legs a little bit here, back and forth. Now with your feet hip distance apart, turn your toes in slightly, heels out, roll your inner thighs in and back, and allow your sit bones to spread. Continue to lift the tailbone up. We really want to create as much length along the spine as possible. And here on the exhalation, we're assisted by gravity for pulling that navel deeply in and up under the rib cage. So there's a sensation of hollowing out the belly, and this is what we want to concentrate on, particularly at the bottom of exhalation. Use your Ujjayi breath, keep it even. Inhale, matching the length of exhale, Samavriti. Very nice. And then bring your knees to the floor, sit tall on your heels for just a moment, and then point the fingertips toward the hips or towards the toes. Palms are flat. And now lift your heart. Really activate that back body, pressing the front body forward, and stretch into the tops of the shoulders. Should feel really good after that work. Again, this heart opening, this feeling of confidence, a willingness to face the world. All of this we get from doing work here in the heart center. One more breath. And then roll off your fingertips, sit tall for just a moment, stabilize. And then we're going to come back into the same position. So bring your elbows back down into the mat, choose the hand position that best is supportive for you. And now tuck the toes under, lift the sit bones up and back. Come back into that forearm down dog for just a moment. And now wiggle your toes back a few inches. And we're going to hover in forearm planks. So bring your chest over your forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. And we really want to begin to activate and cultivate a little bit more of that energy in the navel. We have a wonderful reservoir here that we can tap into. And as we breathe and we stabilize the gaze, feel the warmth, maybe some tinglings, maybe some shaking of the body, challenging it. We don't want the hips too lifted or lowered, but we can really find that the place that's best for our body, and then we're activating the core. And in fact, as we lift up into the back of the heart a little bit more, pressing into the forearms, we can actually feel the abdominal muscles engage a little bit more than they were before. So there is almost sort of this slight rounding to the back. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then lift the hips up. You can walk the toes back in and just breathe. Utilize some of that warmth. Again, hollow out the belly on the bottom of exhalation. Good. We're going to do that again. So wiggle the toes back a few inches. Bring your chest over your forearms. Again, we're going to hover here in forearm plank. Gaze is steady, breath is deep. Keep the abdominal muscles engaged. Keep reaching into the forearms. Even lift slightly in the back of the heart. And now reach up again. Walk the toes back in. Find your dolphin variation here. And then bring the knees to the floor. Once again, we're going to sit tall. Point the fingertips toward the feet. Press down into the palms. And lift and spread the heart. So now we've got some warmth in the muscles there. Maybe we can find a little more space in that front body. Breathe deeply here. make sure the breath can reach into the front body as well. So when we are familiar or used to closing off that front area, rounding the shoulders, we're also not used to breathing in there. So it might take a little conscious will to relax the front body enough to allow breath to enter. One more. And now roll off the fingertips. Once again, we're going to sit and just adjust. Good. Come forward into tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. Just remember your alignment principles are the same in the legs as they were for dolphin. Feet about hip distance apart. Toes turned in slightly, heels out. Roll your inner thighs in and back. Allow the sit bones to spread. Keep elongating the waist. Roll your shoulder heads away from your ears. Hug the inner elbows toward one another. Really activating those triceps. And then press down firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Couple breaths here just to hollow out the belly, feeling that support of the navel. And now inhale, rise onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look at your hands. Step forward to your fingertips and open your feet hip distance apart. Good. Hands to hips. Squeeze the elbows behind you, flat back as you come up into a standing position. And just take a moment here in Samasthiti to adjust. Good. So we're going to move in and out of a dynamic monkey pose. Inhale the arms from the front, opening up through that front body. And now exhale, forward fold, navel to the spine. Keep the spine long as you fold over the legs. Little micro bend in the feet and, knees is perfectly fine. Now fingertips lined up with the sides of the toes. And if you need your blocks, use them. Inhale, lift your chest away from your legs. Bring your sternum forward. At the last second, lift the head. And then exhale, chin goes in, forward fold over the legs. You can flatten the hands down. And now inhale, arms in alignment with the ears. Press into the feet, come up. And then exhale, forward fold again, navel to the spine. Fingertips line up with the toes. Inhale, pull away, elongate through the front body. Exhale the navel in, hands are flat. If it's too intense to have the arms in alignment with the ears, you can also just bring the arms out wide as you come up. Repeat it again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, if you're going to change the breathing here, if it's comfortable, exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, monkey pose. Top of the breath, hold. Just a gentle pause here and gather the energy in the heart. When you need to exhale, forward fold over the legs, navel in. Inhale, arms in alignment with the ears, press into the feet, come up. And repeat. Exhale. Inhale, monkey pose. Pause. Gather that prana in the heart. No strain during the pause, but feel some of that pressure of the breath and energy building in the heart space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. And now exhale, arms by your side, and just stand for a moment and feel. So one of the attributes of working in the heart center is also an internalization. There's a quality of introspection that comes forward. It's an upliftment, but it's an upward and inward movement. Back at the front of your mats, We're going to do a modified version of Sun Salutation C. Inhale the arms from the front, opening up through that front body, and now exhale, forward fold. Step your right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot. Inhale up for low lunge, arms forward and up. And then exhale back to plank position. We're going to bring knees to floor, sit bones to heels. So you're actually moving into child's pose, but the toes stay tucked. And now scoop your nose, chest, chin across the earth, tops of the feet ground, elbows and shoulders pull back. Inhale to Cobra. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Same leg move, so bring right leg forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee down, inhale the arms forward and up. And then exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale again, arms from the front, lift and rise, and exhale, hands to the heart. Good, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg goes back. Lower the knee, top of the foot. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, step back to plank position. Again, bring knees down, sit bones back, toes stay tucked, child's pose. And now inhale, scoop, nose, chest, chin across the floor, opening up into Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps through, right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, forward and up. And exhale, step forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, again, forward and up as you reach. And exhale, let's do that again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Micro bend the knees if you need it. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale. And exhale, plank. Knees down, sit bones back. Scoop through, forward and up. Inhale. And exhale, down dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale. And exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, hands to heart, left side. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg back. Inhale. Exhale, plank position. Knees down, sit bones back. Inhale, scoop, forward and up. And exhale, down dog. Left leg forward. Right knee down. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, plank. Knees down, sit bones back. Inhale, scoop through. Exhale, down dog. Right leg through. Inhale. Exhale, step up, forward fold. Inhale, scoop through. Exhale, heart. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Left leg back, inhale. Exhale, plank, knees down. Scoop back, inhale. Cobra. Shoulders spread. Exhale, down dog. Left leg through. Inhale. Exhale, step up. Fold. Inhale all the way to rise. And exhale, hands to heart. And then Samasthiti. So arms by your side. Keep your gaze open. And return to the breath that we started. Chest, ribs, belly on inhalation. Belly, ribs, chest on exhalation. Make sure that you feel the shoulders drawing back. Heart is spread. Collarbones are spread. And just enjoy standing up straight. One more here. Okay, so we're going to practice Garuda Mudra with traditional Tadasana. So hook your thumbs and spread your fingers wide. So this is a great practice for opening up the lungs and strengthening the lungs. And the lungs are right next to the heart space, so we find that all of this is connected together. On your inhale, you're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet and reach the arms over the head. Continue to hook the thumbs, spread the fingers wide apart, and then exhale as you slowly come down. You're going to lower the heels at the same rate that your arms come down. And each time we're going to switch sides. So hook your thumbs the other way. Inhale, come up. Stretch, lengthen, exhale, navel in. Slowly try to control that descent and then switch your thumbs. Inhale. Exhale. Switch. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take a moment just to feel. Sometimes simple movements have a great impact on the body. We'll return to the front of the mat. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Then exhale, forward fold. Now inhale to monkey pose, flat back. And exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. This is the first one. We'll do a traditional vinyasa. So bring your knees to the floor. Squeeze your elbows tight into your side as your belly comes down. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So from down dog, bring your feet together and come onto the balls of your feet. Take the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can. And now slide your left forearm to the floor, bringing it in slightly. And then continue to reach your top leg away. Gaze up at the inside of the right arm. Now here we're going to inhale, reach the toes away. Exhale, bend the knee and draw the heel to the glute, opening the hip. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, bend the knee. 3 more with your breath, please. Even inhale, even exhale. Keep grounding through that back heel. Then you're going to reach away with that top foot. If you were on the forearm, come off the forearm, take the right foot behind you, pivot on the balls of both feet, and now sweep the right arm up and over the head. This is like doing a half Dhanurasana, half wheel. So you're going to take a full circle with that right arm and just let gravity open up. The pectoralis major, minor, anterior deltoid. Just get that beautiful stretch here all the way around, full rotation. And then slowly pivot on the ball of your left foot. Take the right leg back up in the air. And now swing that leg through to the fingertips. We're going to line the front heel up with the the heel of the back foot. Bend the front knee. And then bringing our hands together into prayer, we're going to come forward and up for warrior one. So as we do, we're going to keep a little bit of that lumbar curve flattened. So we're not going to go all the way up into warrior one. Pull the right hip back. Bring the left hip around. Feel that you have some stability there in the base of the body, navel's drawing in and up. Now inhale, lift the chin and look up only to the point where it doesn't strain the neck. Keep breathing here. Now hook the thumbs and spread the fingers wide and feel Garuda Mudra again here in this posture. Now notice the space in the lungs. Keep breathing right into the heart, filling it with prana. Last one. Now inhale, straighten your front leg, release your hands behind you, interlace your fingers into Yoga Mudra. Pull the knuckles down the back leg, shoulders expand. Heart is open. Gaze up if it's comfortable, otherwise neutral. Breathe here. One more. Now we're going to come forward, bend into that front knee. Keep the knuckles reaching behind you. Pivot on the ball of the back foot and then send the crown of the head away from the knuckles, away from that back heel, and just feel all that space and length in the spine. Navel contracts towards the back body. Nice and strong. One more here. And then we're going to release the hands to the hips, put the weight into that front leg, and now come all the way up. Left leg extends forward, and we're going to stay for 5 breaths. So contract your abdomen. Feel that Mula Uddiyana Bandha. Feel the strength of your core, but keep the heart open. There's a tendency to want to round. Keep that heart expansive without just leaning back. So core is strong, but heart open. One more. Point the toes, slowly come back into standing and just feel. If you need a recovery breath, take a deep inhale, long exhale out. Eyes open. Very nice. We're going to do that on the other side. So inhale the arms up, exhale and forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose, flat back. Elongate the spine, heart is open, exhale, step, or lightly hop back to plank. Now this time if you want, leave the knees lifted for chaturanga. Then you'll roll over the toes and come into up dog, knees off the floor, still, shoulders are open, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Now your feet together, balls of the feet, inhale this time the left leg up, exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left leg as high as you can. Stack the hips, so left's over right. Now you're going to slide that right forearm down. Gaze up at the left inner arm. Breathe here. Now as you inhale, extend through the toes. Exhale, bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute. See if that opens up a little bit more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. 3 more with your breath, please. Each time finding new space. Don't sink in your bottom shoulder. Very nice. Come off that forearm. Pivot on the ball of that right foot. Take the left foot behind you. And now you're in a reverse or table or like a half full wheel pose. And you're going to take that full circle of the arm all the way around. Gravity is opening it up. Utilizing that. Breathe. Good. And then pivot on the right foot. Left leg goes back up in the air. And now swing that through for warrior one on this side. Again, it's heel to heel. Back toes turned in. Hips are square. Come forward with your hands forward and up, hands into prayer, and we're coming into a little less lumbar curve here. So we're not going all the way up into what seems like a back bend, but we're going to engage the core. Excuse me. Look up at the hands as long as it's comfortable here. Not causing any strain in the neck. Breathe. Keep drawing left hip back, right hip around. Anchor into that back outer heel. Quad is strong. Now, see if you can remember the opposite way to hook your thumbs. Spread your fingers wide, look up a little more. And just notice that space, breathe into it, enjoy. Just see in your mind's eye the lungs absorbing all that oxygen and prana, healing the body. One more. Now straighten that front leg. Take the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers. Pull the chest open. Keep the hips square. Feel all that space. Breathe into it. All right, now we're going to lean forward. Keep reaching the knuckles back. Coming into that high lunge position. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Crown reaches away from knuckles. Crown also reaches away from the back heel. Breathe here. Challenge that front knee to be in alignment with the ankle, but not beyond it. One more. Now hands to hips. Put weight into that front knee. Come all the way up with the right knee, and now straighten that leg, 5 breaths. You got no support here of the hand or of a strap. You got to just use that core strength. Breathe into it. Heart stays open, don't collapse. One more. And point the toes, slowly come down and take a moment to be grateful, to stand on both feet and enjoy. Seeing that warmth move through the body. Recovery breath if you need it. Eyes open. Okay. All right. We're back at the front of our mats again. Big toes touching, space between the heels. Take your right leg back and about 3.5 feet. A little bit longer than that, maybe 4. Heel to arch alignment. We're going to inhale the arms long. Exhale, reach forward over that front leg. Keep sending the heart away from the pubic bone. And then when the hand comes down, shin, ankle, foot, or floor, wherever you're comfortable, right arm lifts. Now we're going to inhale the top arm over the head, and you can actually follow the fingertips with your gaze. Then exhale, rotate the navel to the right, bend the elbow, and look up. Do that again. Inhale, top arm over the head. You can look at the fingers with your gaze. Exhale, navel rotates. Look up, bend that elbow. Again, inhale. One more. Now we're going to stay in Utthita Trikonasana. So we're going to inhale the arm over the head. You can keep looking at the fingers if you'd like. Now we're going to hold the breath in as long as it's not going to cause any strain. So inhale, full breath in. Right into the heart, into the lung. Pause. Just 1 or 2 second pause. Doesn't have to be a lot. Exhale. Repeat that. Inhale. Pause. Hold the prana in the heart. Exhale. Do it at your own pace. 3 more rounds. No strain. Last one. Look down, reach the right arm up, slowly press up into standing, turn the toes in for a moment, hands to hips, and settle the energy. Again, mind likes to be absorbed in sensation. And as the mind settles into that, we begin to find that there is something beyond the sensation, awareness itself, observing. Good. Toes out, heels in. Stay in this wide posture. We're going to hook our fingers together. So it's like you're making a little C shape with both hands, and the fingers are going to hook together. You're going to bring them right to heart level, and then open the elbows wide. So the fingers stay clasped, but the elbows open wide. We're moving into Ganesha Mudra here. Again, another mudra that's really good for strengthening the lungs and the heart. So bend into your knees, coming into goddess stance. And as you bend into that position, tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, and now continue to pull the fingers apart even though they stay together. Elbows continue to widen, feel that stretch across the chest, even in the back body. Breathe here. Good. Open your arms wide, spread your fingers wide. Switch. Ganesha Mudra on this side, opposite hand. Pull it apart. Stay in the stance. Tailbone continues to lengthen, navel draws in and up. Imagine again that confidence, that willingness to move into the world. Remember your innate goodness. My teacher always says innate goodness. It's true. And then inhale, spread the arms wide again, and then hands to hips, straighten the legs, and just rest. If you prefer to turn the toes in, that's fine too. Deep breaths. Really exercising those lungs, the muscles that support the process of breathing. And now turn the right toes out. So we'll just come into Trikonasana on this side. Again, your stance is about 3.5, 4. We're going a little longer today than typical. Inhale the arms long and exhale. Reach out over that front leg. When you can't go any further, hand to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Left arm lifts. All right, so we're inhale, take the top arm over the head. You can look at the fingers with your gaze. Exhale, bend the elbow, rotate the navel deeper to the left, even leaning back with the chest. Repeat. Inhale. Look at your fingers. Exhale, you're looking up. Navel's rotating, elbow bends. Good, 3 more with your breath. Some of the greatest benefit that we get from the practice of yoga, particularly in a breath-centered practice, is that just by breathing deeply for whatever it is, an hour, hour and a half, we're already filling the body with healing prana and oxygen. Now on this last one, when you finish, you're going to inhale the top arm over the head and keep your gaze looking at your fingertips as long as it doesn't cause any strain. Take a full breath in. Now, can you pause for a moment with the lungs filled with prana and oxygen, and then exhale when you need to. Keep rotating that pinky finger down, full inhale. Pause, no strain. Exhale whenever you need to. It's a very personal practice, so 3 more on your own. One more. And look down, take the left arm up, press into the feet, come back up, and when you finish, hands to hips again, just rest for a moment. Just stabilize. Now we could feel a lot of that prana circulating around the front body, and in reality, we haven't done very, very deep back bends yet. A lot of it's just been about extending the spine and opening up that front body and really conscious breathing. So even if big, deep back bends are not comfortable for you, it's still possible to get the prana in the area that we're seeking without that. Good. We'll heel toe the feet together and then step back to the front of the mat. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And then exhale, forward fold. Now, we're going to move in and out of monkey pose again. So if you prefer to have your feet hip distance apart, that's fine. But again, fingers in alignment with the toes or use your blocks for this. Inhale the chest away from the thighs. And then exhale, forward fold and melt over the legs. Good. Inhale, fingertips in alignment with the toes, pull forward. Exhale and melt. Now you can continue with that movement if you want to work with the bandhas a little deeper here. We're going to inhale forward. And exhale, forward fold, and empty all the breath out of the body. The more breath you get out, the easier it'll be when you close off the mouth and nose. Don't breathe in, but instead pull away and feel a suction. Draw the navel deeply in and up under the rib cage, and then you'll just pause there, deepening that suction to the best of your ability, and then when you need to, take a breath in here in the extended state, and then exhale again. Repeat. All the breath leaves the body. The more breath you get out, the easier it is. Now don't breathe in. Instead, pull away and feel a deep suction in the abdomen, drawing pelvic floor and navel deeply in and up. Hold deep in that suction as long as you're comfortable. And exhale when you, or inhale and exhale when you need to. Please continue on your own. A very internal practice. Don't get any kind of tension in the throat, so only hold to your capacity. Listen to the body. When you're in that suction, see what you can do to deepen the suction internally. One more. And forward fold and stay. And we'll step back to the back of our mats, find downward facing dog, and then shift forward into plank position. Lower knees to floor. Bring the belly down. If you need to scoot back a little bit, please do. And then Makrasana. We're going to turn the toes out, heels in, take the forearms in front of us, and then forehead just rests on the forearms. So you kind of have like frog feet position. And it's nice here because this position gives a little lift to the chest, allowing just a very subtle slight back bend. Now feel your diaphragm breathing into the earth. Slow it down. So we're going to move into a variation of Cobra. Bring your feet back in together, tops of the feet ground. They're about 4 to 6 inches apart. Hands beside you, fingertips lined up with the tops of the shoulders. Make sure to pull those elbows and shoulders back. On your inhalation, pubic bone is grounded. Inhale just up to the low ribs. So we're keeping it low Cobra to start. Exhale, turn your cheek to one side and come down. Repeat that again. Inhale as you come up. Keep the glutes relaxed. Press into the knees and the tops of the feet. And then exhale and turn to the other side. Good. Again, inhale. And exhale. Just a little dynamic here first. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now hands onto the sacrum, palms face up. Inhale, lift the chest, and now lift your right leg. Breathe here. Feel the strength along that side body. Lower the leg down, lift the left leg. Keep the chest lifted, breathe. Steady your gaze. And then lower that down, lift the right leg. Feel the action in the back body. Breathe. And switch, lower that leg down, lift the left leg. Now you can continue with that. If you want to challenge, lift both legs at the same time. Widen the legs. And now squeeze the legs together so you can get the feet and knees to touch. Inhale. Exhale, widen the legs. Squeeze on the exhalation. Squeeze it all together. Inhale, widen the legs. Exhale, squeeze. Keep the chest open. Couple more. Doesn't look like much on the outside, but you can really feel it. Last one. And then lower down. Turn your cheek to one side. Arms down by your side, rest. Belly breathes into the earth. Turn your cheek to the other side. All right, so we're going to move into a variation of Dhanurasana. This is like a side variation. So you're going to bend your knees, grab onto your ankles with your hands. If that's not possible, certainly you could use a strap, but we're going to roll over onto our left side. So you want to really tuck that left shoulder underneath you. And then once you come into position, really balance, making sure you're balanced on that side body. Toes touch behind you, heels are spread wide. And now we get this benefit of feeling Dhanurasana bow pose, but we get it on the side body where we can maybe deepen the stretch a little bit more than when we're efforting as much on our tummies. So lift your head here for the completion of the pose is to look over the right shoulder. Now continue to push the feet into the hands, deepening the back bend. Breathe here. Again, that confidence, that willingness to act in the world, independence and action. Listening to the messages, the guidance of the heart. One more. And now slowly release and come back down onto your tummy. And we'll prepare for the other side. So holding the ankles, we'll rotate to the left. Other way. So holding the ankles, we're going to rotate to the right. And again, you want to try and slide that right shoulder underneath you and really be on the edge of the side body. And the toes will touch and the heels will spread wide. Shoulder blades are hugging into the body. And then press the feet into the hands. Breathe deeply here in the back. But now if you're comfortable, lift the head, look over that left shoulder. That's the completion of the pose. Deep Ujjayi breaths. And that independence in action sometimes requires a level of awkwardness. You know, it doesn't always align with society's goals or expectations. Sometimes that independence in action means we go against the grain. We beat to our own drummer. One more breath here. And then come back onto your tummy. Once again, we'll turn our cheek to one side, rest. Let everything settle into the earth, feel supported there. And then turn your cheek to the other side. Breathe into the kidneys. Last one. Okay, we're going to roll onto our backs. If you need a strap nearby, please take one. Extend your legs up into the air and align the feet with the hips so that we have a right angle with the body. Flex the feet, lift through the heels, particularly the inner heel, pulling the pinky toe side of that foot back. You can imagine the heads of the femurs really rooting into the hip sockets. Now continue to breathe here. And we'll return to that breathing we started at the beginning of the practice. So inhale the arms up over the head for a count of 5. And exhale the arms down by your side for a count of 5. And just kind of notice any changes in the upper back and body from the work we've done. Inhale for a count of 6. Keep reaching up through the soles of the feet. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 7. Exhale for 7. See if you can go 8. Exhale 8. 9. 10. Good. Extend just your left leg down to the floor. And now shift your hips to the right a little bit and cross the right leg over the body. So you want to feel that there's a less of a lumbar curve there by shifting the hips back. This makes it a little bit more supported. And then extend the right arm out from the shoulder. So you're creating a half T. Navel rotates to the right. Supporting leg is strong. And then if you've got the flexibility, your right hand can reach for the pinky toe side of that right foot. Now, concentrate on an internal rotation of your bottom leg. And then draw the right hip down away from the low waist. And just feel that there's almost a drawing in of Mula Bandha that happens there. And in that support, maybe the navel will rotate a little deeper. The right shoulder blade can sink a little bit more into the earth. Breathe deeply into this twist. Some of the most beautiful postures we have are these deep floor twists. They feel so good for the body, just wringing everything out. Last one. And then we'll release. We'll take that right leg back in the air. Bring the foot down so you can shift your hips back to a neutral position. Both legs come back up into the air. Now take the right leg down. And once it comes down, shift your hips to the left a little bit. And now take the left leg across the body. Foot as close to the floor as possible. You can always use a block underneath there if that helps to not feel quite such a deep twist. Left arm opens up, palm faces up. If you have the flexibility, you can reach for the outside edge of the left foot. And now really work on that supporting leg. So ground through that bottom leg, rotate the inner thigh towards the floor, and then pull the left hip slightly away from the waist. Gaze is traditionally out over the left. And encouraging a little bit more rotation there of the navel center. Soften the left shoulder. Again, give in to gravity. Let gravity do the work. I'm really enjoying letting go of any tension that may have built up from the practice. Again, when we move into an unknown area or a new area, there tends to be tension. So if we're used to having our heart collapsed, energetically closed, and we go in to open it, sometimes the body is still apprehensive. So let this twist just release any other gripping or holding or protecting that the body was doing for you throughout the practice. One more here. just release that, take the left knee back up, bring the foot down, and square the hips once again. Draw the knees into your chest, give a little bit of a hug, and then take your forehead up towards your knees. Contract your abdomen. Hug the knees in as deeply as you can. I just want to remind that core to stay strong and supportive of our spine. And then lower the head back down, hold on to the knees, and you're just going to shake the body a little bit. So you're welcome to look here if you need to. But it's just a little bit of sort of arrhythmic shaking, really great for just resetting the nervous system. Just a little jostling there. I always watch my dog whenever she feels that she's gone through sort of a stressful situation. She always shakes out her fur, just resets herself. And then when you're ready, just extending the legs to the floor. Arms down by your side, palms face up, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, heart feels open, and certainly if you needed a bolster under your knees, you could take one. If you're in a lighted room, place a eye pillow over the eyes, and certainly if you need warmth, a blanket or your clothes. You want your body temperature to cool down slowly. Now, as you settle into Shavasana, really do a little bit of a body scan, starting at the crown and moving down to the feet. And just any other area that might still be in activation mode, still alert. Let it begin to really settle. Give in to gravity, give in to rest. Let the jaw part slightly. Feel the heaviness of the body held by the earth. Fingers curl. Navel sinks towards the spine. Just feel the feet relaxed. And return your awareness, gentle awareness, to the heart. In a popular understanding of the energetic system in yoga, says that we have 72,000 nadis. These are energy channels in the body. And that sort of the main generator is the heart. These 72,000 nadis extend out from the heart. So as you settle into the generator, as you settle into the source itself, let everything become absorbed or subsumed by it. Very slowly begin to deepen your breath. Take time to move fingers and toes. Maybe rotate wrists and ankles. And just draw your knees into your chest. And curl to your right side and rest in fetal. Arm under the head as a pillow. And placing a hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. And sit with a tall spine and a relaxed body. For a moment, just begin to visualize a tiny bead of light in the center of the heart. Bright and luminescent. Feel on the inhalation that bead expands 360 degrees. And on the exhalation, it condenses back to a tiny but brilliant bead of light. Again, inhale, that bead expands in all directions, 360 degrees, as far and wide as you feel. And then exhale, all that energy is contained back in that tiny, potent bead of light. Please continue. Now, in addition to expanding the light out wide, if you haven't already, begin to also feel it, not just expanding out wide on the horizontal plane, but on the vertical plane, on all axes, so that it's almost like a ball of light. You're in the center. Of course, on exhalation, it returns to that tiny little bead. And on your next inhale, as you expand it in all directions, it's almost like a bubble, encapsulating the body. Pause at the top of the inhale and see yourself contained inside. It feels like an egg. And then when you need to exhale, there's no rush. Bring it back to the tiny bead. You don't lose anything. In fact, it just condenses. And repeat that again. You're expanding. And then at the top of the inhale, you're just going to hold. Almost imagine yourself contained in a golden egg. Hiranyagarbha. And exhale whenever you need to. Keep going. Last two, please. And then as you let the practice go, just feel yourself filled with that prana, the energy. You know, there have been great yogis and saints throughout the ages that have lived without food. The longest documented is 40 years. Just living on life force energy, sun, and oxygen. I'm not recommending it, but I'm saying that there's a way to enhance our energetic field, to feel vibrant and alive, to draw from a conscious energy of the universe that heals and nourishes. Now keep the remembrance of that and the good feeling with you as you bring your hands to your heart. Again, with the knuckles bowed slightly out to the side, cupping that precious gift of knowledge and wisdom at the heart center. And return to our goal for the practice and just trust that you received what you could receive. Let the rest go. And we'll seal the practice with a chant of Om. Again, if you'd like to envision yourself surrounded in that light, deep inhale in. Namaste.